The middle class didn't disappear by accident. It was systematically dismantled.
A house that cost 3 times your salary now costs 11 times.
College tuition has exploded by over 1,200% since the 70s. Healthcare costs have skyrocketed beyond what any family can afford alone.
The middle class is drowning in debt just to maintain yesterday's lifestyle.
Credit cards became survival tools, not luxuries. The trap was set perfectly.
Wall Street got bailouts. You got bills and a second job offer.
The wealth gap is now wider than during the Gilded Age's peak. 3 people own more wealth than the bottom 50% of America.
Your grandparents built wealth with pensions. That system is virtually extinct now. Retirement now means gambling your future in a rigged stock market game.
In 1971, your parents could buy a house on 1 salary.
Every crash destroys middle-class savings while insiders profit from the chaos.
Inflation is not a natural disaster. It's a policy choice, a stealth tax.
Your purchasing power gets silently stolen through every money-printing session conducted quarterly. They told you to work harder. The system was rigged harder still.
Productivity doubled, but profits went to shareholders, not wage earners at all.
The American worker became more efficient. The American dream became more expensive. Unions were dismantled. Worker bargaining power evaporated into thin corporate air.
Meanwhile, CEO pay increased by over 1,300% since your parents worked.
The game was redesigned so only those with capital could truly win. Real estate became an asset class, not shelter. Homes became investment commodities. Today, 2 incomes can barely cover rent in that same neighborhood. Corporate landlords bought entire neighborhoods, pricing out families trying to build generational security.
Blackstone owns more homes than most people could visit in their lifetime.
Your rent increases don't reflect market forces. They reflect algorithmic price coordination. The American economy became financialized. Making things became buying and reselling things. Manufacturing jobs left. Service jobs arrived, paying half as much, effectively overall. Wall Street created wealth by moving money around, not by creating actual value. The 2008 crash proved fraud pays better than working for 30 years. Nobody went to jail. Instead, they got bonuses and taxpayer bailout money. You lost your home. They got interest-free loans from the Federal Reserve. Student debt became the new indentured servitude for an entire lost generation. What happened? The answer is hidden in plain sight on every dollar. A trillion-dollar industry profits from young people's dreams of upward social mobility.
Education became a debt trap, not an economic equalizer or opportunity ladder.
Healthcare became the #1 cause of personal bankruptcy in wealthy America.
The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed by those profiting.
Every reform maintains the structure while changing the propaganda being used daily. The middle class is now an illusion maintained through debt and desperation. 2/3 of Americans can't handle a $1,000 emergency without borrowing money immediately. Financial stress is the leading cause of family breakdowns and mental illness. The American worker is more productive than ever, but more financially precarious. Gig economy sounds like freedom. It's actually benefits and security being stripped away.
August 15th, 1971. Nixon severed the dollar from gold forever.
You're not an entrepreneur. You're an independent contractor without legal workplace protections.
The social contract was torn up and replaced with user terms of service.
Every generation is now expected to have less than their parents had.
Downward mobility became normalized, while billionaires launched themselves into actual outer space.
The gap between rich and poor is now visible from space itself.
This wasn't inevitable. This was engineered through decades of deliberate legislative policy choices. Tax cuts for the wealthy, austerity for everyone else became the model. Corporations pay less in effective taxes than their employees do every single year.
Offshore havens hide trillions while infrastructure crumbles around working families here daily.
The middle class was promised prosperity. They got precarity and mounting debt instead.
Overnight, your money became backed by nothing but a government promise.
So what happens now? The question we all must answer together soon. Subscribe if you want to understand what they don't teach you deliberately.
And that promise, they've been breaking it for 50 years straight.
Since 1971, the money supply has increased by over 2,900%.
But your wages, they've barely moved at all in real terms.